Hi everyone, thanks for joining. We hope that you, your families, and your teammates are all safe and healthy. The topic for today's webinar is what are the 10 things you can do on AdYogi platform to increase the efficiency. The speaker of the webinar and one of the panelists is Manasvi Neol, Senior Digital Marketing Specialist, and we have two other panelists, Sriram, Senior Product Manager, and Monica, Senior Digital Marketing Specialist. We will be taking up questions after the speaker session. So please keep sending us your questions via the Q&A button at the bottom of your screens. We will also be recording the webinar. The same will be shared with you via your registered email ID. So don't worry if you miss out on anything. We have got you covered. Let's get started. Over to Manasvi.
Thanks for the introduction, Jyoti. Hi, everyone. I'm seeing a lot of known names in the participants. Thank you for joining. I hope you're all safe and at home. So let's get started. To begin with, we have a few poll questions to get to know you better. You will see the questions on your screen in a couple of seconds. Please select the most suitable answer. All right. Thank you so much for answering. We'll get started with the presentation now. As mentioned by Jyoti, I'm going to walk you through some of the features on the AdYogi platform. These can help you in improving the efficiency of your campaigns. These will include some matrices that directly impact the ROAS and the features we can use to improve these metrics like the CTR, AOV, etc. And then I'll talk about features that provide useful reporting insights and can help us in deep diving into the performance. Next, I'll talk about the upcoming features on the platform. Our tech and product teams have been working very hard during the lockdown to bring us some new features, and we thought it'll be great to share a little sneak peek with you guys as well. Lastly, we have the Q&A round. So without further ado, let's get started. The first feature that I'm going to talk about is the ROAS analyzer. This breaks down the return on ad spend of your campaign into 6 matrices. Each one of these matrices has a direct impact on the return on ad spend. Some of these are dependent upon ads and targeting like the CPM and CTR, and others are dependent upon the website performance. Let's understand these matrices briefly. CPM. This is the cost per 1000 impressions. Basically, it's the cost of showing ads on Facebook. Next is CTR. CTR or link click-through rate tells us how many people out of the impressions actually performed a click on the ad and landed on our website. So this does not include clicks that have been done for liking or sharing the ad, only the ones that land on the website. Next is the landing page view versus link click. This shows the percentage of people who landed on our website up after performing a link click. I know you might think that if someone has already clicked on our ad, they should land on the website 100% of the time, but this is not true. We see some dropouts because of reasons like slow internet, accidental click, or just because people simply change their minds. This metric should usually be around 80 to 85%. Next is the cart rate. This calculates the number of people who added a product to cart on our website after landing. Next is the transaction rate or the cart to purchase ratio. It calculates the number of people who ended up purchasing after adding to cart. Lastly, we have the AOV or the average order value. This is calculated by dividing the revenue by the number of orders that we have. So this analysis also contains a table of comparison at the monthly level so that we can see how we've been progressing on the month-on-month level. Ultimately, what the ROAS analyzer does is it tells us which metric has been performing the best and which is the biggest contributor into our ROAS and which is the metric that is causing a decrease in the ROAS. So as you can see in this image here, our ROAS has dropped by 13%. And if we look at all the ROAS analyzer matrices, we can see that the CTR has also decreased by 22%. So in this particular case, CTR is the main contributor to the dip in ROAS, and we will focus all our efforts into increasing the CTR. Checking the ROAS analyzer on a weekly basis can help us in ensuring that our campaigns are on track. This is the monthly view. Here we can see how our ROAS has been progressing month on month. The next feature we're going to talk about is the overlays. Overlays are something that we use on smart creatives to increase CTR. These are images or frames added over and above the plain catalog images to make them more attractive and to provide some more useful information to the user. For example, we have brand overlays, price overlays, frames, or image overlays. Firstly, let's talk about brand overlays. Brand overlays insert the brand's logo onto the catalog, and this helps in improving brand recall and recognition. As you can see that the first image here does not have a brand overlay, but the second one contains the logo for the brand Aurelia. Now the second image is easily identifiable for users because they can quickly tell that this is from one of their loved brands, and their chances of clicking on the ads increase. Next is a price and strike through price overlay, which you can see on the right hand corner of this image here. Price overlays provide the most important information for the users that is out there, which is the price. This ensures that not only does the user get the price information, but also that we as marketers only get relevant people to click on our ads. For example, if a person who cannot afford very high-end products will be dropped off at this level if they see the price of product on the image. Similarly, strike through price feature can help us in case of discounted features by luring customers to click on the ad by showing a price drop. Next, we have frames. Frames generally cover the corners of the catalog images and are used for decorative purposes. Festival specific frames usually have a higher CTR, and they also are much more enticing and attractive, especially during festival season. We can have frames like Independence Day frames, as we can see in this image. We can also introduce Valentine's Day frames, Diwali, whatever festival we have, we can just uplift the image by updating the frames for that particular festival. Next, we have image overlays. Image overlays can be used to highlight special offers to the user. These offers could be about the percentage of discount or simply about the fact that there is a discount going on, or it could also be an image that promotes the new arrivals collection. We've seen that festive overlays can improve the CTR by about 20%. Next, let's talk about the Express Update feature. This feature is used to update the ad text of multiple ads quickly. We know that updating ads on a regular basis can help in improving the CTR percentage by up to 40%. Maintaining the CTR of ads is extremely important, as we saw in the ROAS analyzer in the first feature. A drop in the CTR led to a direct drop in the ROAS as well. Similarly, if we can increase the CTR, that will also lead to an increase in the ROAS. Sometimes updating all the ads one by one can be a very tedious job. So, in a pinch, you can quickly update the ads by changing the ad text via the Express Update feature. So, as you can see here, all the ad texts and description of your ads are visible in one screen. You can change these and update them by clicking on the update button over here. This would not take more than 5 minutes to update all of the ads. The next feature also helps in updating ad texts to maintain a healthy CTR percentage, in this case for dynamic retargeting ads. These ads retarget users who have viewed products on our website by showing them the exact same products via the ads as well. Here, having the same ad text for long periods can lead to ad blindness, reducing the ultimate CTR. This feature lets you add up to 5 ad texts and a minimum of 2 ad texts at the same time. As you can see here, we have boxes for 5 ad texts, each of which you can enter. And the first 2 here are compulsory, the rest are optional. Once you enter the 5 ad texts, You hit save on the ad, and what our platform does is that every week it automatically shuffles the ad text from the ad, picking from the 5 ad text that you have provided in advance. Dynamic ads that get updated on a weekly basis have a higher CTR percentage by about 15%. The next feature is video carousel ads. This format combines the best features of a video ad along with a carousel ad into one format. The engaging and attractive videos combined with a carousel of multiple products which land directly on the product page give a very good user experience and also very high CTR. Let's see an example for this ad. As you can see, once the person swipes through, we can see the next image and this keeps going on. Also, when the person clicks on the learn more or shop now button, they would land on the exact product page so that they can quickly make the purchase. So this ad all in all looks very attractive, which is why this has a very high CTR. And usually video carousel ads also have a higher ROAS when compared to regular ads. You can either use pre-shot videos like in this example over here, or if you do not have such videos, you can also create single product videos by using the AdYogi video creator. Next, we have the auto updation of custom ads. Until now, only catalog linked ads would get automatically updated to exclude out of stock products or to reflect price changes. But now, even custom ads can be automatically updated to reflect the changes. This helps in ensuring that the users only see up-to-date information, which improves the overall user experience and making sure that we do not waste our resources in showing products with incorrect prices or out of stock products. As you can see here, in your custom ad, what happens is once a product becomes out of stock, there is a warning sign that comes on the image of the product that is out of stock. Once you select the particular image, we can see what is wrong with the particular product, which in this case is that the product has become out of stock. So the custom ads update feature will automatically exclude this product from all ads on Facebook so that people do not see this product on the ads. Before we proceed, we have another poll question for you guys. So I think class is going to share that right now. Please select the option that is most suitable to you. Thank you for the answers. Let's proceed with the presentation. The next feature allows us to exclude some low value products from our smart ads, effectively increasing the average order value or the AOV, which also has a direct impact on the ROAS. So as we saw in the ROAS analyzer, the average order value was one of the contributors to the final ROAS. And what we've usually seen is that brands that have lower value products on the website or that have products which have a very diverse range, for example, if they range from a 500 to a 5,000, Facebook usually picks the lower value products to show because they get a higher CTR and even a higher conversion rate in most cases. But at the end of the day, the ROAS is not very satisfactory because we've been selling the lower value products. So despite the other ROAS analyzer matrices being healthy, the ROAS is on the lower side. In these cases, increasing AOV is the key to increasing the ROAS, and this feature, where we can exclude certain low value products from the smart ads, can help us in increasing the AOV by up to 30% in about 2 to 3 weeks. So as you can see here, what we need to do is we need to enter the price or price for the products below which we need to exclude all products from the ads. Once we hit update, what we do is we make sure that no products below that value are visible in your smart ads, and gradually you will see a change in the average order value in the positive direction. Let's move on to the next one, region analysis. Now, this feature helps us in checking which regions are doing better and which ones are not in order to further refine our targeting. For example, in this case, we can clearly see that Bihar and Assam are giving us very good ROAS. Bihar is giving us 6.8x and Assam a 7x. So in this case, what we should be doing is we should be focusing more of our budgets onto these states if the trends continue. What we can do here is that we can create specific campaigns for all the locations with a higher ROAS so that we can target these people separately. Areas with Sometimes what happens is that areas with high CTR also get higher budgets, but these high CTRs don't always convert into a high ROAS because the conversion rate or the cart to purchase ratio in these areas can be very low. In these cases, what we would recommend is that if there are locations with high CTR, high spends, but the ROAS is not up to the mark, we can try to exclude these areas from our ads, and that will automatically help us in increasing our conversion rate. We also have a comparison view in the region analysis, as you can see here. This view contains a comparison of last week versus last to last week, so that we can see which areas have progressed in the positive directions and which areas are not doing that well. The tiny red and green arrows indicate whether there's been an increase or a decrease in the ROAS. The next feature is the campaign analysis tab. This shows the campaign-wise split of our performance. It contains a 7-day view, a comparison view, and a ROAS analyzer view. By checking the last 7 days performance, we can decide which campaigns should get more budgets and where the budgets should be decreased. For example, in this case, we can see that the dynamic campaign is not doing very well as its ROAS is much lower than the average ROAS of 4x. So here, either we need to troubleshoot into the reasons for the drop in performance, or we need to decrease the budgets for now so that some other well-performing campaign can take up that budget. Next is the comparison view. This contains the last 7 days performance when compared to last 7 days, so that we can know which campaigns have increased or which campaigns have decreased. Again, this view also has small arrows that indicate whether there's been an increase or decrease. Next is the ROAS analyzer view. The ROAS analyzer view breaks down each campaign into the 6 ROAS analyzer matrices that we discussed during the beginning of this presentation. Now, this helps us in doing a deep dive at the campaign level. So we know that if a particular campaign is not doing well, which is the metric that is the most affected. For example, in this particular case, we can see that there are 3 campaigns which have a transaction rate lower than the average, which is 13%. So we probably need to look into that. Also, the CTR for the prospect campaign is extremely low. So we need to work on increasing that, and maybe we could use one of the express update features or the rotatable ad text to increase the budget, increase the CTR over here. So all these insights help us in deciding which should be our next steps and which matrices do we need to focus on in order to increase the ROAS. Next is the trends view. The trends view contains a day-on-day graph of some very important matrices of the campaigns. For example, we have spends, revenue, add to cart, purchases, landing page views versus link clicks, etc. Checking this particular view on a regular basis can help us in ensuring that all numbers are progressing in the positive direction. In the image on the right, we can see that CTR for this particular brand has been constantly rising on a day-to-day basis. This means that all our efforts to increase the CTR have been very fruitful. Again, this view also contains a week-on-week version, which helps us in comparing the current week's performance to all the previous weeks so that we can see whether there has been a significant deviation from our average performance. What we can do with this view is that if you've made a particular change which you expect to have an impact on one of the matrices, say the CTR, then you can keep an eye on the graph over here to see whether because of that change the CTR increases or decreases on a day-on-day basis. Now moving on to the most exciting part of the presentation, the product roadmap, which contains the next few features that we are planning to launch in the next couple of weeks. And I'll give you a quick brief of the features that we've planned for you guys. First is the automatic budget optimization. This feature helps us in changing budgets at the campaign level automatically at a pre-decided frequency according to our ROAS expectation. For example, if your target ROAS is 5x and you want to increase budgets when your campaigns hit that ROAS, you can say that if my ROAS is 5x, increase the budgets by 10% twice a week. So here what we need is the targeted ROAS, the frequency of change, and the percentage of increase or decrease. This feature can be extremely helpful when scaling the campaign because we can just set in all the prerequisites that we want to scale the campaign with, and the rest will be done automatically. We can also use this to scale down the campaigns which are not doing well. For example, if your expected lower range of your ROAS is 2x and you don't want any campaigns to be spending budgets below the 2x level, what you can do is that you can say that if my ROAS goes below 2x for a particular campaign, reduce the budgets by 20%. So that way you're not burning money on a non-performing campaign. Next feature is the ad scheduling feature. This allows us to schedule the ads to be paused or activated at a specified time. We can use this feature to pause or start some festival specific or time bound sales. For example, if you have a Black Friday sale that needs to go live at 12 a.m. sharp, what you can do is that you can create the ad and schedule it to go live at 12 a.m. instead of having to manually activate the ad or create the ad at 12 a.m., which might not be a very convenient time for you. Next, we also have a notifications tab which is going to be coming out very soon. This will contain some important messages about how your campaigns are being changed, what kind of ad texts are running at the moment, and just some generic messages that will help you get a grasp of where your campaigns are right now. So this is it for the new features that we have going. We'll be launching in the couple of weeks. We also have a new look for the platform plan. So very soon you might see some changes in the way the platform looks. Our main aim is to make the UI more user friendly. So if you guys have any inputs or if you have any recommendations, please send it across. We try to inculcate all of them. So this is it from my end. Now back to Jyoti.
Thanks, Manasvi. That was very insightful. I'm sure we all have few next steps from this. So we have next poll question. So automatic budget optimization is the answer chosen by the most of the audience. We will be introducing the feature soon. Now we will be beginning with the Q&A session. So keep the questions coming via the Q&A button at the bottom of your screens. Let's get started with the Q&A session now. The first question, how does automatic budget optimization work? Sriram, can you take this question?
Yeah, Jyoti, definitely. First of all, thanks for all the participants for joining us in today's webinar. Uh, just like Manasvi explained about automatic budget optimization, let me first give a brief about what do we do with automatic budget optimization. Automatic budget optimization is a feature which will help the clients a lot in saving their time and effort of changing campaign budgets on regular basis. If you see a normal advertiser doing task on Facebook or Google, the major thing which they would do is to go look at a campaign budget and whether it's performing or not, and then make changes to the budget on everyday basis or on the basis of twice a week, thrice a week, according to the campaign budget. So what we felt was this was a tiring effort for all the advertisers, and they could in fact automate it and then make sure that they look after the other business activities. At AdYogi, what we have launched as automatic budget optimization is that we provide a lot of control over that tool for you guys. Our advertisers can go and select which campaign they want to optimize, and then they can give us a benchmark ROIs, and then they can give us a increased percentage. So let me put it by an example. For it, let's take a campaign which is performing at a 3x. So the advertiser will tell us that if my campaign's performance is more than 3x, then increase my budget by 10 percentage, and do this at an interval of every 2 days. So now this is all what we want from the advertiser. So rest all is being taken care by our system. So we ensure that every second day we go look at your campaigns, identify those campaigns which are more than 3x, and we increase the budgets in those campaigns. Uh, in the same way, it also works for decreasing the budget. So you can also mention the campaigns why you want to decrease the budgets. For example, in this case, you might tell us that if my campaign's performance is less than 2x, then decrease the budget by 5 percentage. Now then we'll also do the same thing. So, it kind of gives you an equilibrium effect wherein you are spending more on a better performing campaign and spending less on a lower performing campaign. So this in way saves your time of not going to Facebook or uh, for the sense that you don't have to go look at the platform every day and then make changes. Rather, you could do it through our automatic budget optimization tool.
Thanks, Sriram. Next question. How can we increase the average order value for a brand? Monica, can you take this question?
Thanks for the question, Jyoti. So increment of average order value for a brand happens over the time. A few ways of doing this is by excluding very low AOV products from the catalog or the website, or even working towards increasing the of pushing combo packs or high value products. Now, why do we have to do this? Is because Facebook tends to give or divert a lot of spends towards creators, which is getting more traction. So, for example, if I have one product which is priced at say rupees 150 and another combo pack which is priced at say 799 or 899, Facebook will tend to give more budget to the low value product. And since this is getting higher number of purchases. So now how can we rectify this is on AdYogi platform, as Manasvi mentioned previously, we have this tab called creative analysis section, wherein you'll be able to see the top spending creatives and versus their ROAS. So let's say if we have this single product creative which is spent higher amount with extremely low ROAS, and we have a combo pack which is spending very low amount. So here this means that we should be pausing the creative which is the single product creative. Also, this way what happens is the spends automatically get diverted towards the combo pack, and eventually you'll be able to successfully increase the average value of your product.
Thanks, Monica. Next question. Can automatic budget optimization feature be used to control budgets for ads? Manasvi, can you take this question?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Jyoti. So to answer your question, we mainly optimize budgets on Facebook campaigns at the ad set or the campaign level. Campaign level being the option of choice here. This means that we set the budget at the campaign level, and the budget distribution among the ads is done on the basis of their performance, and we do not have much control over what budget goes to which ad. So the ABO feature will not be able to help in controlling the budget for ads. The automatic budget optimization feature applies only to the campaigns. So if there's a campaign that's not doing well, we can automatically reduce the budget, and if it's a campaign that's doing very well, we can increase the budget. But this feature does not help in controlling budgets at the ad level.
Thanks, Manasvi. Next question. How often does the custom ads update feature work? Shriram, can you take this question?
Yeah, Jyoti. So as Manasvi explained, this customer update, it's a feature where we are trying to ensure that your products are always properly in stock, and we're not spending much on out of stock product, or else the details of your product are not wrong. Maybe you would have changed the price on your website, but if you don't update it in custom ads, then that old price is still going to be visible on the ads, which is not a good experience for your clients. So this feature aims to solve that issue. So we try to ensure that all your products which are running in ads are in-stock products, and also all your product information is right. So in terms of how frequently we update this, is that we do this on regular basis, which is on daily basis. So we'll look at your catalog. Once you have turned on this feature, we look at your catalog and try to match it against the products which you have in your ads. And so wherever your ads are going out of stock, or wherever your price is not matching. So we have two options of doing it. One is whether you give control to AdYogi to completely remove this, or you can choose to remove it on your own, wherein AdYogi can give you a recommendation. So every day morning at 9 o'clock we do this, and we provide you with recommendations or make changes live in Facebook or Google for the same thing. And this change happens every day. So we look at your product catalog every day and ensure that your products are right on target, and we're not spending more on products which are not making any sense.
Thanks, Shriram. Next question. How do I decide which ads to pause or update based on performance? Monica, can you take this question?
Sure, Jyoti. So before you decide if you want to update or pause an ad, you should let it run for a minimum of 7 days to judge its performance. And then if you feel that this particular creative is taking a lot of your taking a lot of your budgets with very low ROAS, and when I say low ROAS, it's as compared to the average prospect ROAS. So this means that you need to pause this ad. So let's say, just to give you an example, if we spend about 50,000 in the last 7 days, but this creative is giving you only about 2 to 3x, whereas your average prospect ROAS is somewhere about 5x, then it's a sign that you should be pausing this ad. And because it's going to bring down the overall performance. Now, on the other hand, how would you know when to update the ad? Is let's say a creative which is performing really well, but over the time the performance of this ad drops. Now here you know that this creative has potential to perform, so maybe a little bit of ad text tweaks or changes in the ad text copy should be enough to lift the performance. So in such cases, you can use the AdYogi platform, the Express Update Creative feature that we have. Now, instead of updating each and every creative, all you need to do is upload the ad text at once and hit update, and your ads are updated in seconds.
Thanks, Monica. Next question. What exactly is the smart ads logic, and how does it exclude products based on selling price? Manasvi, can you take this question?
Sure, Jyoti. So the smart ads logic that I was talking about in my presentation, what it basically means is that if you have 200 products in your catalog, and out of that 50 products are very low value products, let's say they're all 200 rupees each. So what we can do with that feature is that we can say that, please exclude all values, all products whose value is below 200, and just show ads for products above the price of 200. So what we do is then we match that amount 200 to the catalog. We select all the products that are below 200 and we exclude them from certain ads. So we don't exclude them from dynamic ads. We just exclude them from our prospect smart ads.
Thanks, Manasvi. Next question. Can we upload our own frame overlays? Shriram, can you take this question?
Yeah, Jyoti, definitely. So as Manasvi mentioned during her presentation, overlay is one good feature to have attractive images and also to stand out of the queue. So basically, overlays helps you to show better creatives on Facebook, and then ensure that you're putting out your messages. Let's say if you want to say that you're running a sale, then that makes it more easy for the users who are scrolling through their Facebook feed or Instagram feed to look at it. When we launched this feature, so we had this request coming from clients that whether we can have our overlays uploaded from our own. So they might have their custom overlays which they wanted to upload. We have this as a part of our roadmap, and we should pretty soon see this feature of uploading custom frames and overlays.
Thanks, Shriram. Next question. How is the comparison view in the campaign analysis section different from 7-day view? Manasvi, can you take this question?
Sorry, Jyoti, I missed that. Can you just repeat it once more?
Sure. How is the comparison view in the campaign analysis section different from 7-day view?
So the comparison view actually, as I showed in my presentation, contains a comparison of 2 weeks, which is the last week versus the last to last week. So usually the ROAS for the last to last week and the ROAS for last week. That way you can see whether a particular campaign has done better or whether it has done worse off when compared to last 7 days. The 7-day one only has data for one time period, which is last 7 days. What I like about this feature is that, you know, in the comparison view, we can see that, you know, which campaign has done better as compared to the previous week. Because sometimes when we look at the 7-day view, we think that the ROAS of a particular campaign is really good because it's better than the average of all the campaigns put together. But when we compare it to the 7-day, last 7-day view, we realize that actually the effective ROAS of that particular campaign has dropped. So in that case, I think the comparison view really helps us in seeing whether a particular campaign is actually making progress or not.
Thanks, Manasvi. Next question. How do you target the audience? Do you have an in-house data extraction tool to customize data, or it is done manually? Monica, can you take this question?
Sure, Jyoti. So on the platform, we have industry level predefined target audience analysis that we've done. And so this is basis the best audiences that we've chosen, and it's according to the brand and the type of product that we want to sell across. So this happens on the basis the smart ad logic only that's already customized.
Thanks, Monica. Next question. If we implement the automatic budget optimization feature, when will the budget changes take place? Shriram, can you take this question?
Yeah, Jyoti. So this automatic budget optimization feature, again, as I mentioned, the users can provide us an interval at which they want us to make this change. So let's say if you have a very high budgets and you're spending a lot on campaigns, then you might want to change the campaign budgets on daily basis. And if your budget is moderately less, then you might want to do it twice a week or thrice a week. So this depends upon the budget and the interval which the user gives us. So let's say if the user defines that they want to change this on every day, then our changes happens usually at 10 a.m. Indian Standard Time, and we will send across a notification that this change has been made.
Thanks, Shriram. Next question. What is the average CPM and conversion rate in your experience? Will people drop off after adding products to cart? If yes, what is the average conversion percent after adding to cart? Manasvi, can you take this question?
Sure, thank you, Jyoti. So there's no average CPM that applies to all brands. It generally varies from brand to brand, but the range is usually somewhere from 60 to let's say 120 or 140. And
Sorry
mostly
to
all
interrupt.
brands.
Sorry to interrupt you, Manasvi, but your voice is very low.
Okay, sorry. Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay. So as I was saying, that is not exactly one particular CPM that fits all e-commerce brands. The CPM usually ranges from a 50 to like 140 or so, and mostly all brands fit into that scale. But some might have a higher CPM than this or a lower CPM than the 50, which is the lower range. CPM, you know, it depends on a lot of outside factors also. For example, right now during lockdown, the CPMs for all brands are at an all-time low because the number of competitors for ads are lower and the audiences are higher. So CPM will be very, very subjective. It depends from brand to brand. Coming to conversion rate, usually for e-commerce websites, 1.5 to 2% is taken as the healthy conversion rate. But again, I would not put this benchmark to all websites because it kind of varies from category to category and industry to industry. About the second part of your question, that will people drop off after add to cart? Of course they will. I mean, had you asked me this question maybe 3 years ago, I would have said, okay, only I think 10-20% people would be dropping off after add to cart because I'm kind of an intent purchaser and I tend to purchase whatever I add to cart. But that's sadly not the reality. In real, what happens is about 70 to 80% people who add to cart will never end up purchasing. So you will get like a 20 to 30% cart to purchase ratio.
Thanks, Manasvi. Next question. So this is regarding smart ad or product ad setup. So currently the platform only is allow the exact first frame of the product from the website. So sometimes we need to add another frame, say a model photo, then a product photo to include in the campaigns. Is there any rationale behind this? Shriram, can you take this question?
Sorry, Jyoti, I could not hear this question. Can you repeat
Okay,
it?
sure. So this is regarding the smart ad or the product ad setup. So currently platform only allows to extract first frame of the product from the website. So sometimes we need to add another frame, say model photo, then a product photo to include in a campaign. Is there any rationale behind this?
Uh, so it's basically we would always go with the first frame of the image from the website because that's what the user has also portrayed more in the website. So that's the preference which the user has also given on the website. So that's the reason why we go with the first image. Having said that, if you would like to use a different image on these ads, we are also having a part of it as a roadmap. So we are planning to allow users to select a different image than what they have in the catalog, which in way will help in solving this particular issue where they want to put in a different image. So we have come across a request from clients that we don't want to use the image which is there in the website. Rather, we have made a custom photo shoot. A lot of times our brands collaborate with celebrities where they might want to use the celebrities images rather than what is there in the catalog. So in this case, they would ideally want to upload the image of celebrities. So we are planning to launch a feature wherein they can upload the additional images which can support the existing image in catalog. That way they can use the secondary image.
Thanks, Shriram. Next question. Which type of ads do you advise? Strictly product ads or does corporate ads give a better mileage like we do in the traditional media? Manasvi, can you answer this question?
Sure, Jyoti. So, typically, if you're targeting conversions, it's better to have product ads because, product is what you're trying to sell. If you have your other kind of ads, it's possible that, that might not lead to conversions, even though it might get you a high number of clicks, a lot of people coming to your website, but this might be irrelevant traffic. So I would recommend that as far as possible, try to focus your ads around your products and try to sell the best features of your products.
Thanks, Manasvi. So this was our last question. Thank you so much to our panelists and attendees of this webinar for joining. We will be answering all the remaining questions via email, so please don't worry if your question wasn't answered now. A recording of the webinar will be shared with you in a couple of days. So if you missed out on a point, don't worry, you will be able to revisit the webinar. If you would like to get in touch with AdYogi team and our existing client, please reach out to your account managers directly. If you would like a product demo, use the contact details provided to you via the chat just now. We have one last poll question for you. Which you can see on your screens now, and you have 30 seconds to lock your answer. Thank you everyone for attending the webinar. We have one request. We request you to look into the product update videos on a regular basis. So from there you can know which update, which new feature we have launched. Thank you so much and stay safe.
Thanks, Jyoti. Thank you for attending, everyone. I hope you guys found this at least a little bit helpful. Thanks for joining.